Good evening and welcome back, everyone, to the Star Esports Overwatch All-Star Trials, presented by Star Esports, of course. My name is Shy Guy, and once again, I am back as your play-by-play caster for this evening. Tonight, in our second matchup of the night, we are going to have another wonderful game, this time featuring Team Cancer going up against Peppermint Twist. And this time I am joined by another new face here at Star Esports on the color casting side of things. It's going to be Moshi Man joining me. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty well. How are you doing tonight?
Oh, I'm doing wonderful. I'm still, I've got the adrenaline still flowing from the epic game that we just had a little while ago. As we saw Capybara take down the Louisiana Tech Bulldogs. But I am equally excited to get into the games here tonight with you.
Yeah, looks like it should be a good time. Thanks for having me here on Star Esports. It's my first time with you guys officially casting, and I'm really excited to see what we see in the match here tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. And as always here at Star Esports, if you are watching and you like what you see, we would always appreciate those follows, those subs. That help us keep doing what we are doing here at Star Esports, bringing you some wonderful Overwatch esports. And while I'm in the mood here, I want to give a shout out to Happy Feet for the tier 1 sub. Thank you very much for that one, and we appreciate any support that our viewers are able to give to us. But let's talk a little bit about the match here tonight. Now, these are two teams that are fairly new to me, so I am incredibly excited to get to see Team Cancer and Peppermint Twist go head to head here this evening. I think we're gonna have a really fun one, and if it's anything like what we got to see earlier tonight, we're gonna see quite a variety in terms of kind of compositions and different heroes that are brought out.
Yeah, I think people are really excited for the 2-2-2 role lock that's coming in the future, and it's inspiring them to really experiment with their compositions and maybe do some off classing and really just experiment, try to find a new tactic that is exciting to view, exciting to play, mostly exciting to play because of course they are in the game, and that's of course then makes it exciting for us to watch and cast for you guys here on it.
Yeah, for sure. And while this tournament is not being played on 2-2-2, we are waiting until after that goes live to bring it into our tournament formats here at Star Esports. You're still starting to see the effects of the opening up of the meta, as we have over the last month or so. It's really been teams starting to flex around a little bit more, some in anticipation of 2-2-2 coming, some just because they've gotten tired of goats and they want to break out of the rut a little bit. But no matter what the reason is for it, I am always incredibly excited to see teams really go outside of their comfort zone and show us some new looks.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. That was pretty much what I was getting at. Really wanted to see something new besides goats here being played, and I think we often see pretty unique compositions on Ilios. Sometimes you see Widow on the Ruins map, and Lucio's staple with goats, but Orisa Hog on Well. Just kind of those meta picks for those maps to kind of customize their team.
Certainly, and Ilios, as with a lot of the control maps that we have here in Overwatch, really kind of comes down to which of the three sub maps are we on in terms of the meta, in terms of the hero picks that people want to go with. I mean, as you mentioned, if we see Well here tonight, then that kind of makes me think we're going to see quite a bit of a Orisa Hog. On the other maps, you see a lot of different looks. Widowmaker really dominates on Ruins. Lighthouse is very up in the air and allows teams to kind of play whatever they are comfortable on. So I think Ilios in general is going to give us a really good idea of just how flexible these teams are, how versatile, how many different looks are they ready to throw at their opponents here tonight, and just what are they comfortable playing. They really will have the opportunity to show us what their kind of individual style is.
Yeah, that's something that's always exciting to see from teams. Maybe they have a star player that they're really good at supporting. Of course, teams want to work together, but if you have a player that is really solid on a certain hero, let's say Genji, something that can do a lot of damage, you can support him to his fullest and optimize your plays around his power or their power. Sorry, and that can lead to some custom comps as well. Not necessarily saying that's going to happen tonight, but definitely a possibility in all Overwatch matches.
Yeah, absolutely. And if there is one star player who happens to pop off and catch your eye as a viewer, here at Star Esports, of course, you can always scroll down below the Twitch stream, and you can find our MVP poll where you can vote for who you think is deserving of that honor come the end of the match. So keep an eye out for who is impressing you here tonight, and who might be deserving of that vote. As we go into Ilios here, I want to take the time real quick to shout out Drunken Monk C38 for the tier 1 sub as well. We appreciate the support, and we hope we have some good games in store for you here tonight.
Yeah, really excited to be here casting for my first time with All-Star Esports. Oh my god, I am immature. I am not professional.
It's all good. It's the Star Esports All-Star Brawl. It's a mouthful, and I screw it up about 50% of the time, so no worries there. It looks like we're gonna be starting things off on well, so very possible to see some of those Orisa Hog tank duos here in the lineup. We'll see exactly what these teams will run out with in just a moment.
I know some pre-round trolling often happens, but it looks like these players have their slots locked in here. On the red side, we have Mercy and Pharah along with an Ashe and the classic Orisa Hog. On the blue side, we have a very similar composition, but we have Zenyatta instead of Lucio, followed by a Soldier. Very unique pick, I think. Switching at the last second to McCree with his new gun damage buff, I think he could be a very potent answer to Pharah.
We'll see if that's going to work out well for Peppermint Twist for Team Cancer as they roll out with Spark on that McCree. Going to try to put some pressure onto Plat Carpe, flying up in the sky. Both teams just kind of poking, trading damage right now. Several players going pretty low, but no kills just yet until Plat Carpe does go down. In the meantime, he boops Keston off the edge into the well, and that's going to be a favorable trade considering the res is out for the side of Team Cancer. For the side of Peppermint Twist, as they get first control here on Ilios. They lose their own main tank, so the fight not quite yet over here, as Team Cancer trying to push back in here and make this fight theirs.
It's definitely a bit of a brawl here on the point. We know that Team Cancer does not want to give it up. High Noon coming out from Spark here, and that's going to pick up Blaze and Bob, giving them the advantage they need to take the control point here.
You get a very swift retake there.
Yeah, it was. It's like Peppermint Twist wasn't able to lock it down, right? I mean, they had the early advantage, but they were not able to completely eliminate Team Cancer, which was really their downfall. And it's not as easy as it sounds all the time. But here comes the pressure back from Peppermint Twist on the point.
Yeah, they already managed to take down the Pharah up in the sky. Swifty is gone, but Spark chimes in, gets some revenge onto Drunken Monk. Plat Carpe goes in with the barrage, gets the double kill. Will fall for his troubles, but that's going to be enough for them to push back in here for Peppermint Twist to get the retake.
Yeah, that's definitely going to seal the deal here. And with the rest of Team Cancer kind of having to respawn, we got a few ults on the board. 4v2 ult alt 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 advantage here. Looks like Kevin Bacon also is looking for a cheeky boop here.
And Team Cancer had a bit of advantage. They had booped Kesten off the edge once again, but the Drunken Monk really making the things work for his team. He is popping off in the kill feed right now. Takes down Swifty mid barrage, but not before 2 kills come in. So relatively even fight. But Sin City will go down. Doesn't quite get the shield back on cooldown fast enough. And right now, it just looks like Team Cancer is going to be able to get this. It's just a matter of how quickly can they clear off the remaining members of Peppermint Twist.
Yeah, we saw Roadhog get booped into the well there, but it was much too late. Peppermint Twist had pretty much already lost the point after they got that barrage, and then they also went for a pretty risky res right at the entrance, right at the choke point there, and both Mercies went for a res. And I don't totally remember who got theirs off, but I think only one of the Mercies got theirs off. Looks like we also have Peppermint Twist trying to push on the other side of the map here. That's going to give them a different fight.
Yeah, they try to get a little bit of cover from Swifty on the Pharah, but they will be able to take Izumisha and push her into the well. The Roadhog is down for the side of Team Cancer, but Blazing Bob goes a bit aggressive there, gets caught by Sparks Deadeye. Still, the trades are favorable, not anymore, even for both sides, as these teams are just trading back and forth. The Supercharger now out for Sin City is trying to give them the presence on the point that they need to close out this fight. But there might not be enough members of Peppermint Twist alive at this point to keep things going. With Sin City falling, they would normally back off, but they don't have time. Plat Carpe goes in for the barrage, but shut down immediately by Bitter Lilies. Swifty not going to be shut down so easily, and that should be Team Cancer taking the first point here on Ilios.
Yeah, that definitely seems, yep, that's their point there. Very unique fights, they all seemed extremely kind of extended, which is something that you see on Control Point fairly often, I think. But specifically in this case, there were very few clean-cut fights. Like, there were always a few people left, and they kind of came back, but they didn't, totally come back, so they were able to get back to the point and kind of stay in the fight the whole time. So I think it really boiled down to who got the frags there. Potentially that initial McCree doing a lot of work to keep the Pharah down. I didn't spec him individually, but it seemed like an effective tool against Peppermint Twist there.
Absolutely, and Team Cancer gonna be looking to close things out. Here with the win on Lighthouse, they are gonna be rolling out with a quite a different composition here. Something a little bit more divey, a little bit more in your face. Now with Kesten coming out on the Wrecking Ball, he's going for the swing through, trying to get some boot kills. It's going to be Swifty who actually manages to knock Plat Carpe off the edge of the map. And even though Peppermint Twist have taken up position on the point, they've already lost several members there. They're trying to trade back. They want to try to get this flip, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Team Cancer just kind of collapsing in on top of them, and they will be able to take control first.
Yep, looks like they just outnumbered them there. We saw a pretty nice shot on Zenyatta from Drunken Monk, but it was too late in the fight, and they were forced to retreat back to their team, giving Team Cancer the ability to push up to the bridge here and kind of force the choke point. But looks like they're gonna go under the cover to avoid the Pharah.
That's smart. They don't want to give that ultimate charge over to Swifty. He's almost up to his first barrage right now, just kind of poking from long range as Peppermint Twist make their way to the point, try to take up position. They're going to have to deal with those mines coming out from Kesten, and Kevin Bacon will fall to that in a bit of an awkward spot, and Swifty coming in from behind with the rocket barrage. The double kill is going to be enough for them to secure the team kill and continue building up.
Yeah, looks like they're really going, they executed their plan properly. They walked through cover. Oh, looks like we have a pause, guys. One of the team members has disconnected, so maybe update me on the policy for that, Shy.
We'll get Ayala back into the game as shortly as possible, and get moving. Hopefully nothing too serious on their end. Hopefully just a quick disconnect. But I do want to take the time now to talk a little bit about what we think that Peppermint Twist can really do to turn things around, because they've had a really hard time dealing with Swifty, and now their composition is a little bit awkward at this point, where they're very long range damage dealers, but they're trying to it's very difficult for them to corral Team Cancer, in my mind, to really get them in position to where these DPS can pop off.
Right, like you look at the heroes that Team Cancer is running, you have Genji, you have Lucio, you have a high-flying Pharah, you have D.Va, who with boosters, you have the fastest hero in the game, Hamster, and, I mean, Mercy's, of course, a support character, still good movement with her angelic wings flying over to her teammates, but the heroes on Peppermint Twist really want to kind of stay still, besides D.Va, use the Reinhardt shield, and hold and do area denial. You have both Ashe and Hanzo doing area denial, and if you can just move through the area, if you can just move through the area, but like Swifty, D.Va, and Kestan can on Hamster, then you don't have to worry about those heroes doing damage, because you'll just run away. So it's like, they have to control the movement of the opposing team, and I would almost expect to see like a Mei or a Brigitte, something that has a little bit of stun to it to support and ensure to support their main tanks and their tank lineup, and make sure they don't get just dove on by both Kestan and Izumisha.
Yeah, well, we've got Ayala back into the fight, and she's going to be going over to the Mercy to support Plat Carpe, making the swap to Pharah, and already popping off, finding Captain Punch. The Pharah of Swifty taken out of the sky, and without that, nowhere to hide for Captain Punch. So very quick retake there for Peppermint Twist as they come back in, but they've got a long way to go. 83% already on the board for Team Cancer.
Yeah, very far along on the percentage there. I want to call out something extremely interesting that I just saw. We saw Bob come out from Drunken Monk, and then Kevin Bacon used his amplifying area, and it actually amplified Bob's damage. Ooh.
Drunken Monk gonna be able to take down Spark mid-Dragon Blade there. That ultimate not gonna be available on Cancer, and Blades and Bob coming through with the charge. Takes down Izumisha, so a strong hold here for Peppermint Twist as they repel Team Cancer for now.
Yeah, looks like it was kind of a bit of a dry push despite the Blade and the Bomb coming out. Or no, the Blade coming out. No, yeah, we had Blade and we had Bomb. But now they're equal on ultimate footing advantage, and it could almost be anyone's game here. Peppermint Twist seems to have a really solid hold.
Yeah, that was a fight that they needed, and they are going to get the DPS trade here, and both Mercies coming in for the res, so we're all equal, but our kills are going to be permanent from here on out. Spark still looking for more, takes down Ayala before going down himself, but the trade so far in favor of Team Cancer as they look to get the retake here. Kestan looking for those knockoffs with the Wrecking Ball, not going to come, but his teammates picking up the slack. Swifty gets a double kill there. And the bomb from Sin City there a little bit late to really make much happen, but she does buy some time for her team.
Yeah, she sure does. She's getting all the percentage she can. They are now over the percentage of Team Cancer, but I think it might have been really important for Sin City to get back to her team because there's so little time left for Peppermint Twist to retake. And it kind of stalled out her team from being able to push. But definitely interested to see this last push here. They got to get to the point. Looks like Drunken Monk so close.
They started things off so well. That kill onto Swifty forced out perhaps ill-advised res from Captain Punch, and they got the kill onto the Mercy there, but no one able to make it to the point for the side of Peppermint Twist. So they will lose out here on Ilios as Team Cancer take a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, really great display from both teams. All the players seem like they're very well coordinated, and it's really good to see, a team synergize and both teams try their hardest, and just the better team comes out on top. They could have been luckier, but I think their skill really shows, and it's been very exciting so far. And like I said, I was super intrigued about that alt combination of Bob and Baptiste's damage boosting field, and I had never seen that before. But maybe that's just my inexperience showing. But that was the cleanest retake I saw Peppermint Twist do, and that was just really innovative in my opinion.
Yeah, no, that's definitely a new combo for me. I mean, it's kind of a hard one to set up when you think about it, just because Bob is automatically going to look at whichever target he happens to lock onto. If it's not in the direction of the amp matrix, maybe not getting a lot of value, but they use it to perfection there, and really put up an impressive showing there on Ilios. Team Cancer off to a good start here in their first, or in the
Yeah,
first match.
yeah, into the first map, right? Ilios is our first map, and then we move on to Temple of Anubis, the Egyptian ruins, where they can do battle.
Absolutely, and this is a map where I have a feeling we're going to see some bunker, at least on the defensive side of things. The Orisa and potentially a Roadhog to pair alongside it is an incredibly powerful combination map.
Yeah, it's right on the front high ground there. It makes a very difficult choke point for the defense to pierce. They have to try to go around the side quickly enough, and that takes a lot of coordination. So I'm really intrigued to see what teams do in the face of that.
Peppermint Twist looking to turn their fortunes around a little bit, and definitely still very much in this. That was a close affair. I mean, both of those sub maps on Ilios kind of going down to the wire, back and forth fights, the whole way through. So they definitely have a lot of time in front of them to change their fortunes, but they can't. They really can't afford to go down 2-0, at least not if they want to come away with the win here tonight. At that point, the best you can do is secure the tie, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. As we head over to Ilios, it is going to be Team Cancer coming out on the defense to start us off.
Yeah, looks like it should be a good match here. Eager to see the team compositions. Like you said, Bunker very strong on this position. I know in the past we've seen the treetop defense with the Orisa and the opposing side in a little further back, but I don't think we're going to see that anymore. Kind of an out of date plan. I don't really know. I'm not too familiar with all of the team or the players on these teams. But so far, it looks like we do have some bunker comp here coming out from team. Sorry, I'm blanking.
Team Cancer.
Yes.
There we go. And it's kind of exactly what you would expect. Spark here on the Widowmaker and Swifty on the Junkrat. That is a duo of DPS that is going to make it very hard to really get through this choke safely. That's going to be one of the big challenges for Peppermint Twist.
Yeah, so much damage coming out from the Junkrat, and then that precision. Like if you get out of position, Spark is just going to hit you, and you'll be abandoned. You won't be able to join the fight. So we have a counter Widow coming out, Plat Carp, also going to be trying to take down Spark.
Yes, but Spark right now at least has the benefit of the shield, at least until he decides to give it up and go to the high ground for a bit of a better advantage. But who needs the shield? Swifty just gonna take down Kevin Bacon. They get the halt hook combo as Peppermint Twist are trying to move through the choke, and they're gonna clean up that first fight with ease.
Yep, definitely pretty straightforward. They had a pretty decent pretty decently coordinated dive there, though. We saw the Sombra come around the right side, if you're looking from the defense perspective, through that mega area, along with the Winston coming in as well. So they were all coordinated, just too much CC there from the bunker to really make a big difference.
Yeah, Spark gonna get the better end of that Widowmaker duel to start things off, and now Peppermint Twist a little bit divided here. They're gonna try to collapse in on both sides, going for the dive in onto this bunker setup, but so far not quite finding anything. Blazing Bob killed off by that Junkrat trap. And even with the Valk coming out from Ayala, helping to secure that kill on the Spark, they're still in a bit of a tough spot here. The res, though, might give them a chance to keep this fight going.
Yeah, we got the Diva back online, harassing that Orisa. The Mercy, Ayala did use her Valk. Oh, here comes 2 ults from Team Cancer, 3 ults now. And that's going to take out Sin City and Blazing Bob, probably ending the fight here. Sombra on the high ground, retreating.
Yeah, translocates away, but now in a bit of an awkward spot. Doesn't have that nobility tool available to him, and now getting chased down and eventually taken out by Spark.
Yep, that's going to be another pretty solid hold from Team Cancer. Here comes the Winston jumping in. Another push from Peppermint Twist.
Interesting that they decide to go in without their Sombra. They're getting pushed away by the whole hog coming out from Izumisha, and so far Spark just wreaking havoc in the back line. Takes down both of the DPS players for Peppermint Twist, and now going for Ayala as well, looking to secure this fight for his team, as Team Cancer looking incredibly strong right now.
Their numbers are just so high. I don't see a way that Peppermint Twist can capture this point without just a really, really impactful ult. Potentially Hack can do it. They've got 1 minute left on the clock, and we have Platcarp looking for Hicks here, taking some damage on the Roadhog, who seems to be standing still. So looks like fun so far. Team Cancer doing a great job of just kind of denying every sort of resource that Team Peppermint Twist could possibly try to have.
Yeah, these have been scrappy fights, but the EMP gonna kick this one off for Peppermint Twist as they try to push in. They'll throw in the Primal Rage. This needs to be the fight for them. They've already taken down the main tank Keston out of the fight. They're looking to secure more, but here comes the Riptire once again from Swifty. The last one was big. This one will get Sin City and Blazing Bob taken down low as well. So a very back and forth affair right now. Who is going to be able to get these clutch kills to finish off the fight? Izumishu breaking out this whole hog is looking to be the hero for the side of Team Cancer, but the kill's not quite coming through, and the respawns for Peppermint Twist are back.
They sure are. That brings Diva back, and now we have a hamster coming out of the point. This is just a huge advantage now for Team Peppermint Twist. They did a great job of just having a steady stream of pressure and forcing out that solo ult from Izumishu. Just very stunning performance here in overtime as they cap the first point.
Yeah, they're going to be able to keep themselves alive here on Anubis, get another 3 minutes to work with as we roll into point B, and crucially, Drunken Monk almost up to that second EMP, and basically nothing on the side of Team Cancer.
Yeah, I'd definitely be looking to use your damage booster and your tire from Junkrat if you're on Team Cancer, kind of separately. Looks like here comes the EMP. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, the bomb over the top is going to take down Bitter Lilies, but the rest of the fault needs to come through for the side of Peppermint Twist. The tire is out for Swifty. This one not going to find much at all. Helps get the DMEC onto Sin City, but still, the kills are there for Peppermint Twist right now. But is it decisive enough? They've got to deal with these respawners coming in from Team Cancer. It doesn't look like it's going to happen. Spark on that Reaper, staying alive, playing out damage, and they will be able to stabilize on the defense.
Yeah, very kind of scary moment there for Team Cancer, probably. They made a lot of hero switches. You can see the stall heroes in May, and kind of even some high damage stuff with the Reaper, who now has his ult. So we saw the Junkrat tire come out, not really get anyone, but it was scary enough. I think that Team Peppermint Twist kind of was shied away, and then Kestan also respawned pretty much exactly at the right time to throw that wall right in front of Roadhog, and that really was another deal sealer here.
Okay, the res will come in onto Blazing Bob, so kind of a 5v5 right now on the point, but can Peppermint Twist find the kills that they need with Sin City going down? They're in an awkward spot here, trying to sustain through this fight. Blazing Bob doing his best to keep things going and will be able to take down Izumishu, but frozen up and dealt with shortly. Captain Punch chiming in with the double kill there to make sure that Team Cancer are going to hold on.
Yeah, that was a pretty good push there from Peppermint Twist, but they really gave Team Cancer a lot of ultimate advantage. So it's going to be hard for them to push in successfully without getting some choice picks or getting a really effective EMP here from Drunken Monk. So if he can get into the back line and do his job, I think we may see the light of hope for Team Peppermint Twist.
That Spark in the back line, though, looking for an opportunity to unleash that Death Blossom, is going to throw it out. Kevin Bacon will fall, and Blazing Bob is soon to follow. Those two kills probably secure it here for Team Cancer. Is just too many ultimates on the board for the defenders. The EMP not effective enough for Peppermint Twist to break through, and they will get held on point B of an miss.
Yeah, that was pretty unfortunate because you saw their effort to try to get onto the last point. Their combo definitely being the Diva Bomb with the delayed EMP, but the Diva Bomb, it just didn't quite work. Timing on that Death Blossom from Swifty or Spark from Spark was really interesting because it seemed like the other half of Peppermint Twist's team noticed him and then didn't push, and then you had the Diva Bomb and the EMP going off on the point at the same time. So their attention was split kind of in an unfortunate way. And I think that may have led to the death of that push, but it was obvious to see their effort and coordination there. And it was good. You know, they definitely made an effort, and like they used the tools they had. Yeah. And it's pretty important to do that. You know, they were effective, but good timing on Spark's point kind of negated all of that.
Yeah, and to that point, the fact that Sin City throws out that Diva Bomb means that the defense matrix not there to deal with the Death Blossom, and that's always one of the most effective answers to that Reaper ultimate. So the timing just not quite working out in favor of Peppermint Twist here, and now they're going to be rolling out onto defense with a bunker setup of their own. They've got the Bastion Torbjorn DPS duo here, really going all in on this bunker.
Yeah, they really are. I don't know if I've ever seen Torb on this map in a really competitive game, but I think it's a unique pick and definitely effective against heroes with lots of movement because of the auto aim. So we see a lot of those heroes on Team Cancer right now. So
they already used the Torbjorn effectively to deal with Kestan there on the Wrecking Ball. So right now, Team Cancer just gonna have to wait up a little bit. They get their main tank back with them. They're rotating around through this right side, which is an interesting place to go when you don't have a shield.
It really is. It might be the job of that turret forcing them in that direction. You know, it gives them enough cover to kind of make it pretty far. And they want to kind of dive on that Bastion, but it still is really difficult.
Yeah, but right now they have managed to at least push the side of Peppermint Twist back a little bit, and Swifty now coming in on the far up in the sky. Gonna unleash a long-range barrage, trying to take down Drunken Monk. Will get the job done, but Black Harpy there with the answer. The blade now out from Spark is trying to finish the job, and it looks like it might just have done enough for the side of Team Cancer to break through.
Yep, not too much left here on the side of Peppermint Twist. They are trying to use their shield dancing there, but Team Cancer looking very strong on the point.
But they're going to be able to get point A pretty darn quickly, and now we'll have about 5 minutes to capture a single tick on point B. They are sitting in a great spot, but the recontest could potentially be coming in for Peppermint Twist. The Bastion in the Immortality Field is trying to make it happen. But Drunken Monk
Spark
quite.
taking them out. Oh, bomb gets Torbjorn. Team Peppermint Twist looking even weaker. Here's another bomb on the point. Is that going to get anyone? Spark going down.
Well, now Peppermint Twist fully back in this fight. They've gotten the reinforcements and they have a chance here. Swifty trying to clean up these last few members. Keston comes in with the pile driver, but Blaze and Bob and Sin City have chimed in. They are taking control of this point. The Bastion is back in the fight, and Drunken Monk and the boys might be doing this. Spark going in with another Dragon Blade, trying to finally push his team over the finish line, but it's not happening.
Oh my gosh, there's too much damage coming out from the Bastion, and the tanks are just staying alive with the healing there from Ayala. It's just so difficult for Team Cancer to push in right now. They were looking so strong, but the effective communication from Team Peppermint Twist, I think, stay on the point, stall the point, stay on the point, really made the difference there. And
I mean,
the timing on that Bastion coming back was key, right?
Yes, I mean that's still in my mind. Like it shouldn't happen that way. It was pretty much the Batiste and the Bastion for a little while there, and they managed to stay alive long enough for the reinforcements to come in. They secure enough kills to eventually win that fight in their favor. And now we are on the verge of a full hold here on Anubis.
Yeah, Team Peppermint Twist definitely seeking to win this. Oh my gosh, a big barrage on the back line.
That is beautifully played there. The hack onto Drunken Monk followed up by the barrage from Swifty. And that might just do it for Team Cancer, as now they are finally getting the decisive fight that they really needed to break through on point A. It was looking a little scary, but they do manage to do it.
Oh man, I definitely thought that Peppermint Twist may have had a hold there, a full hold there. That was a really well-coordinated effort from Team Cancer. It was very beautiful, Yeah,
they knew the combo they needed to hit there, and Swifty already going down means that they're going to have to wait a little while. They do get the res off, but in the meantime, the Divas have traded mechs, and without that defense matrix, it's going to be hard to push in onto Drunken Monk. He gets the kill onto Swifty, and that one's going to be permanent. So for now, at least, the defender's going to be able to hold.
Yeah, definitely a bit delayed here. Bastion goes down to the Sombra, who gets rezzed. Oh man, getting two.
Oh, how does that happen? Izumisha gets the double kill with the self-destruct, even though the shield from Blaze and Bob was there. He has managed to acquit himself nicely with that double kill. Gets the pin as well as the kill onto Bitter Lilies. So even with those mines, even with that EMP from Spark, it's going to be really hard for Team Cancer to make this fight theirs.
Yeah, I almost feel like that they could have had it there, but we saw that the committal to the Rocket Barrage and the Diva Matrix, Defense Matrix, really just negated that, and they weren't able to push through with that final amount of damage they needed, and in result, the rest of their team died. So really good hold from Peppermint Twist. It looked kind of desperate, and like they went off that pick of the Bastion, who then got reds. So maybe that was a bit of a bad call, but I don't think so. I think both teams knew exactly what they were doing. Just the more effective strategy came out on top.
Yeah, absolutely, and just a lot of ults committed there for Team Cancer, and now that means they're gonna have to take a while to build up their ult economy. Swifty gets taken down by a headshot, res back into the fight, so they're moving their way around the side. The bomb into the backline does buy them some space, but Sin City getting punished for it, gets killed in the remake animation by Spark, so that could be an opportunity here for Team Cancer to push forward. Blazing Bob gets the nano boost, going in, hits the air shatter, knocks down 3, hits the charge as well. Coming up with the big plays time and time again is the main tank twist.
Yeah, that's huge. The beauty of that ult combination, nano and shatter, is that, as a nanoed Reinhardt, you get so much charge back, so he's already back almost at 30%, and like, if he has one more team fight, they'll have shatter again. But with only 15 seconds left, I feel like it's going to definitely be desperate here for Team Cancer. Beautiful job from Team Peppermint Twist so far.
Yeah, they've got the Nano Blade ready to go, and Spark gonna unleash it, going into the backline, trying to find his targets. Will get Ayala, but that might be it for him. Drunken Monk unleashes the tank as well, and able to do some work with it. But the trades back and forth right now seem to be going in favor of Team Cancer. Now they've just got to deal with these stragglers coming in for Peppermint Twist. Plat Carpe on the point, Ayala doing her best to keep things going, but it was just a single tick they needed, and Team Cancer able to get it there in overtime. Very nearly get held on point A, very nearly get held on point B, but they do push through, and they take Temple of Anubis.
Yeah, excellent from both teams. I mean, just to see the effective strategies that Team Cancer employed to really get into that last point and give Peppermint Twist no chance. It's just beautiful to see that strategizing and kind of they knew what they were doing, and they used that to their advantage, and they didn't get overexcited and miss their mark, right? So you can see that they became very disciplined in the last 30 seconds. Leading up to overtime, they had effective communication to be able to pull those off, and that's one of the most difficult things to be, as a team, and it shows their experience together. So, really beautiful play there to push all the way through overtime. It's a great feeling to accomplish that. So, good job, Team Cancer, with the 2-0 lead right now. Moving on to Dorado, Dorado.
Yes, we're headed to Dorado for our escort map. And, while we are now at the halfway point of the series, I want to remind everyone at home that, if you are watching and enjoying what you're seeing, of course, we would definitely appreciate subs and follows on Twitch, as well as, if you are liking what you're seeing, perhaps out of Team Cancer right now, playing incredibly well, you can go on the Twitch and vote for your MVP at the moment. Decide who has impressed you the most so far in this series. You've still got a little bit of time. It'll be up until a little while after the series ends. So, maybe you're not ready to make your decision just yet. But so far, a lot of good candidates on the side, on really both sides. But, Team Cancer just edging it out right now.
Yeah, definitely looking strong and like they deserve this lead. But Peppermint Twist not behind. These teams are very evenly matched, despite some all-star players on both Team Cancer and Peppermint Twist. I've seen a lot of effective gameplay from Drunken Monk, Spark, and Swifty, definitely both being heroes on their DPS roles respectively. I mean, we've seen Kestan roll through on Hamster, and Blazing Bob doing really great things on main tanks.
Yeah,
a solid healer.
And I wanna point out that Blazing Bob that you just mentioned is actually subbing in for Peppermint Twist here tonight on the main tank role. So to come in and have that kind of individual performance, pretty darn impressive if you ask me. Now Peppermint Twist looking to try to turn this series around a little bit. If they can secure these last two maps, they'll have a chance to avoid the loss here tonight to go home with the tie. But so far, Team Cancer pretty firmly in control. Peppermint Twist almost got the full hold there on Anubis, at which point things would have gotten very, very interesting.
Yeah, I would have loved to see that just for the sake of spectatorship. Of course, I'm not rooting necessarily for one team or the other, but for the sake of entertainment and viewership, being on the edge of my seat is one of the most exciting things that I can experience. So, dang you, Team Cancer, for killing my dream. But great job.
Yeah, they are definitely killing it right now, and looking to keep that momentum going as we head over to Dorado. Just a minute, waiting on teams to ready up and to get into the game, but. I gotta say, I've very much enjoyed the kind of style that Team Cancer is playing, in the sense that they are really unafraid to play something if they think it's kind of the best pick. You know, we saw the Reaper there on both the attack and the defense on Anubis, which is not something you see every day.
Yeah, definitely not something you see every day. I mean, we all love unique compositions, so thank you.
And they're breaking out a lot of Wrecking Ball. Even, you know, normally I feel like when we see the Wrecking Ball, we're seeing it in kind of triple DPS looks for the most part, but they are making that style kind of their own. You know, playing Izumisha on the off tank role, even alongside the Wrecking Ball. So it's a very interesting way to play that Team Cancer is breaking out here tonight. And it's, in my mind, it's resulting in some very interesting matchups and some very interesting play so far.
Yeah, I'm surprised we haven't seen any goats yet, right?
It's true. I mean, although, like, if I'm being honest, I think over the last month or so, we've slowly started to wean ourselves off of goats. Now, whether that's because teams know that 222 is coming, so they're saying, hey, we're not going to continue practicing on a comp we're not going to be able to play in a month, or it's just a side effect of the meta finally opening up. I mean, we've seen it at all levels of play. I mean, from the Overwatch League all the way down to bronze, although I can't say I know too much about how bronze people play, but we're seeing it at every level where teams are really they're no longer sticking to the meta as it has been defined for quite a while.
Yeah, and that's a really exciting thing to see. I'm really happy about that. 3 support, triple tank. I play off tank, so I don't mind. But all those DPS players who want to use their Genji skills, it's kind of disappointing, and it's against the spirit of the game. So it's great to have the competitive modes back in the spirit of the game, and I'm in high spirits to see what we have here from Team Cancer and Peppermint Twist on Dorado, our escort map.
Gonna be Team Cancer rolling out on the defense once again. So if we remember back to how they started off on Anubis, it was the bunker setup with the Junkrat and the Widowmaker on the defense. So I have a feeling we might be seeing a little bit more of kind of the Orisa Hog setup here on Dorado. It's a very good point for it, at least here on point A, and there we go. Kesten and Izumisha gonna be rolling out on the halt hook combo.
Yep, we see Izumisha and Kestan on Orisa. Yeah. And then we have Bunker, Drunken Monk back on Bastion, potentially. Maybe a spawn pick troll. You never know sometimes.
I'll say this. In our match earlier tonight, we did in fact see the Bastion come out on the offense of Dorado with that pirate ship setup that is generally pretty popular on these escort maps. Dorado, not necessarily historically the best map for the Bastion, but still very doable. And if the defense doesn't know exactly how they want to deal with that, it can be incredibly hard to get Drunken Monk off the cart.
Yeah, agreed. We have the double shield here, though, from Peppermint Twist, and it's just like they took the Orisa out, but it wasn't enough. Now we have the Rein here to stall, and now the Res back on the Orisa. So the shields are here, and it's going to force Team Cancer all the way back to like the second choke point here.
Yes, but here's where they try to make their stand, and Drunken Monk gets a little bit too out in the open right on top of the cart. It's dealt with pretty quickly, and that's the brunt of the damage gone for Peppermint Twist. And without that, they're going to have a hard time really pushing forward. They're sticking around, and Plat Carpe chimes in with the kill onto Spark, but Swifty back on the Junkrat, gets the tire early. Does get taken down.
Yeah, no, that was really nice from Orisa there. Her damage boost, her damage increase there from the Mercy, I think that made the difference.
And Plat Carpe is just popping off right now. I think he's gotten every kill for Peppermint Twist, since the opening fight. But Drunken Monk is back in on this Bastion. and ready to mow them down. And I think that's probably going to be it. I don't know that Team Kents are going to have a chance to fight back in here. Spark trying to make it happen with the Widowmaker does get there to recontest, but can't stick around for very long. They've got the immortality field though, and they're trying to make this fight happen, but they continue losing members. The whole hog out from Izumisha is giving them a shot in this one, and it looks like they might have managed to do this. Blazing Bob throws out an Earth Shatter, but no one there to follow up.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a questionable Earth Shatter there. Unless he's looking to switch characters, it may have been a bit of a waste of an ult. And I mean, his team was coming up through the choke point, so it could have been viable, but I think they just needed to be a little bit closer. So more ults coming in from Bastion here, trying to break some shields.
Here comes the tire out from Swifty yet again, going for the Bastion in the back. Will take down Drunken Monk. In the meantime, Blazing Bob gets separated from his backline and taken down as well. The tanks for Peppermint Twist were so far out ahead, and the rest of the team forced away by that rip tire that there was nothing to keep them alive.
Yeah, it was kind of an unfortunate positioning there. They definitely need to regroup right now. They've got a minute and a half, a little bit under a minute and a half left, and they're so close to this first point. Plat Carpe getting taken out by Spark. We saw how effective he was on the last point here, or on the last fight, taking out like 3, which is very impressive.
Right now, we've got a couple members of Peppermint Twist in the back line. It's Sin City and Drunken Monk going for the kills, and they're creating some havoc. They're creating some chaos for the rest of the team to push in. But so far, both teams just trading out back and forth, and it looks like the attackers are maybe going to be able to make this one happen, especially as Plat Carpe gets that kill. Even with the immortality field, it's going to be hard for Izumisha to really make this whole hog work, but they've got the Amp Matrix out. They're trying to keep this defense going, and the hog just so sustainable on the cart.
Oh my gosh, that sustain there was super important, and that field, the immortality field, really saved him. Impressive timing there from Baptiste, from Captain Punch there on Baptiste. Still kind of a few stragglers fighting the point. And here's a big old hack, though.
Yeah, the EMP is big, and the nano boost not enough to keep Kesten alive. The damage reduction not able to do it, and now it's just Captain Punch dancing on the cart to those sick beats. But how long can he keep this going? Can he buy enough time for his team to get back in here? Swifty and Izumisha are back in the fight. The bomb on the cart for Drunken Monk will deal with Swifty, but still, can you deal with Izumisha? He has been alive for so long, and they finally do it.
Oh man, there it is. That was definitely stressful for both teams. I mean,
a sigh of relief for Peppermint Twist there.
Yeah, definitely. I believed in them the whole time.
Not a moment of doubt, but they buy themselves some more time, and Drunken Monk pushing up takes down Bitter Lilies, and now Kesten in a little bit of an awkward spot, getting chased down now by the tanks of Peppermint Twist. Will he be able to escape with his life? Is going to happen, but Plat Carpe up already on the high ground, taking control of this one. The tire out from Swifty, trying to go in, doesn't quite find anything. That sound barrier from Kevin Bacon keeps everybody alive, but Blazing Bob goes a bit too far. But although the while, this payload has just been pushing.
Yep, the power of the main tank, walking forward just gives them so much space to deal with, and it's not a fun position to have to walk down that long hallway, with the range of certain heroes here. Like, if Junkrat can just spam all the way down, now they have the soldier that can get on the high ground here, on Sparks playing that, and it just makes it very hard for them to push up this long choke. It's not even a choke, but this long open area, and it's going to be hard if this cart goes all the way back.
Certainly the Shatter coming out from Blazing Bob knocks down both of the tanks for Team Cancer. They do get a kill onto Swifty, but now the nano whole hog out for Izumisha. The defense metrics from Sin City good to keep Ayala alive through the res, and that's going to be crucial as Peppermint Twist able to continue pushing forward here. They keep getting the kills. Plat Carpe has just been destroying on this Widowmaker.
Yeah, Plat Carpe knew exactly when to take the flank there to coordinate with their team. Like, able to pick off both supports without any contest really is exactly what a Widow wants to be doing. We can see a small little fight going down on the right side under the high ground between Sombra and Kevin Bacon. And that's going to give them a lot of space to kind of push this payload forward.
And Drunken Monk loses his life in the middle of that fight. And now with Blazing Bod dropping down that Shatter, there's still a chance here for Peppermint Twist to keep this one going. But it's just 3 of their members on the card at this point. Ayala doing her best to keep everybody healed up, but it's going to be very difficult. Pops the Valkyrie for some more sustainability. Blazing Bob goes down.
Oh,
and now
no.
with the visor up on the high ground, Spark is going to put an end to these shenanigans.
Yeah, there goes the Valk, and that's a 4K here from, oh my gosh, Spark. Great job. Woo!
Yeah, that's just perfectly timed there to get the cleanup. There was absolutely no way that they could have dealt with that tack visor at that point. And it puts the nail in the coffin for that push from Peppermint Twist. Still, they break through point A. They push nearly to the end of point B. So this is still very doable.
Oh, 100% doable for Team Cancer. We've seen what they've been doing in the past, and they just seem to have a slight edge over Peppermint Twist. So I'm pretty sure they'll be able to take it that far, but there's some heavy-duty choke points that Peppermint Twist could bunker up at, not specifically the composition, but metaphorically, and shut down any attempt that Team Cancer really has. I'm excited to see what both teams run here.
Ready for battle.
Yeah, and well, it's not exactly going to be metaphorical because Plat Carpe going to break out Theorissa once again, or not once again. This time going over to the tank role for the side of Peppermint Twist. They're changing things up a little bit, going with this triple tank setup alongside Kevin Bacon on the Mei.
Yeah, this is basically Mei Goats with Moira. So it's kind of like weird double tank. Like, it's almost like you want one of the tanks to be acting like DPS. Which tank they've designated for that role, I'm not 100% sure.
I guess it's Plat Carpe because he's been the one getting all the kills for this team here on Dorado. So
yeah, maybe
I guess that they're gonna set up in this room right by the payload, and this is gonna be interesting. I don't know how this is gonna interact with the Bastion. He's gonna melt that wall. He's gonna melt their shields. And how do they break out of this? Spark now on the Roadhog goes on the flank, puts some pressure from behind, and the payload is just moving away from them.
Goodbye, payload. They really need to rotate into the payload here if they want to have any chance. They've trapped themselves, and the Mei is gonna go, or the Plat Carpe is gonna go down. Oh my gosh! Don't give it away, guys! Don't give it away.
I don't think they really have much choice at this point because they're still stuck behind the payload. They can't fight their way back in. They can't regroup. This is going to be insanely difficult if they want to have any chance of a defense. I don't think it's going to happen. The checkpoint's just going to come through in just a moment, and that's about as quick as you could go.
Yeah, they were basically uncontested on the payload, so that's going to be really difficult. You know, they lost like like 1.5 of their choke points they could have used to their advantage, with like another 1.5 coming up with the bridge here, and then the long high ground area that potentially Team Peppermint Twist can spam. They just need to have the right composition. Looks like they're gonna use some ults here to try to contest the point.
And the rally and the coalescence out there. They're charging in. Blazing Bob does get the pin, throws out the shatter as well. And that should be enough for Peppermint Twist to get back in here to regain control of the cart. Stabilize a little bit here on the defense after a disastrous start.
Yeah, and this is the perfect spot for their payload to stop because it's going to go back down onto that small hill, give them the double high ground and the curve. So they're going to have a little bomb on the back line, eh?
That does take down Bitter Lilies, but that's not going to be too bad for Team Cancer here. I think they're ultimately happy to trade that Diva Ultimate for one pick, a little bit of stall here. Uh, I'm curious how long they will stick on this Bastion if it doesn't work here. He's probably going to throw out the tank mode. They've got the Amp Matrix out, and Swifty trying to lay damage in. He gets charged away, but not killed. Blazing Bob can't quite finish it off. And now things are going to get a little bit desperate for Peppermint Twist.
Yeah, that was kind of a hairy fight, but it wasn't the fault of Peppermint. We just saw how many ults that Team Cancer had, and they had basically a double damage boost or an extended damage boost, you know, because how they sequenced their ults. Now we see Drunken Monk on the Bastion. Ooh, nice shatter there from Blazing Bob.
Yeah, they are going to trade out main tanks for the time being. The grab is out from Plat Carpe, but the kills aren't quite there for the rest of the team. Swifty gets the nano boost, and he is just tearing through them. What can they do to stop this Bastion?
Oh, looks like they tried to sound barrier. There's just too much healing onto that, focused onto Swifty, and the Moira ult, the Coalescence, was not enough damage in the face of Ana healing. So, very valiant attempt there, though.
And now he's on the cart with the immortality field to keep him going. Peppermint Twist just streaming onto the point. Drunken Monk on the Pharah can do absolutely nothing. Gets mowed down along with the rest of his team, and that's going to be it. Team Cancer take the win here on Dorado. They go up 3-0 in this series. They secure themselves the win here tonight. We still, of course, have map 4, but that will be the outcome of this game. Team Cancer going to pick up the victory.
Yeah, they definitely deserved it. I mean, I think they definitely played well. Bunker is a hard thing to coordinate against, you know, a talented team, and they were able to hold their Bastion the whole time. So it was good. You know, sometimes Bunker or Pirate Ship can be kind of, I don't want to say boring, but it can be almost too effective, right? Like everyone just dies, and then everyone just dies again. But you see the opposing team, Peppermint Twist in this case, attempting to come up with new and innovative strategies. And we kind of saw that. You know, we saw the Moira Coalescence because we knew that her ult can, you know, pierce the shields and do the damage to the Bastion in the face of Orisa and Reinhardt in this case. But I think that's kind of negated by the Ana healing and even the immortality field.
Mm-hmm.
So they had the right stuff, but it was just not all there. Despite their excellent coordination, I think, you know, it's hard to say exactly what went wrong for Peppermint Twist, but maybe it wasn't that wasn't it, and just everything went right for Team Cancer. So
yeah,
great job.
I mean, in my mind, the place where it at least started to go wrong was that first defense that they tried to break out there on Dorado. It was a good idea in my mind because, you know, when you bunker down in that small room right by the attacker spawn, you can use the May wall, you can use the ice block, you can generally just stall out the payload, you know, right outside that door for an incredibly long period of time. But unfortunately for them, the Bastion on the other side just meant that they didn't really have the ability to sustain. They couldn't contest the cart, and slowly but surely they were losing members, and it all kind of fell apart there. And once they lost point A, there was just so much time remaining for Team Cancer to finish off that map that it was gonna be really, really difficult for Peppermint Twist to stop them at that point.
Yeah, they were already so far along that it's just, you know, it's like the fighting started after the first point. You know, there was no fight before the first point. You know, I almost blocked it out from my mind and forgot to mention it just because of, you know, I don't want to say, yeah, I don't want to say it was absurd, but it was a unique strategy that was high risk and potentially high reward, and it didn't end up paying off just because of a good pick from Team Cancer. So I think they had the right idea 100% because they knew they needed to stall it out, and they knew they needed to buy as much time on the first point as possible. They couldn't let them get far, but they also knew that if it failed, they would have been in deep trouble, which is what ended up happening. So I'm really happy to see unique strategies like that, and especially when they pay off. But I see what you guys were getting at, Peppermint Twist. It was
Yeah.
it was great to watch. Like if it would have worked 100% of the time, we would have been like, wow, new meta, let's go.
Genius. Yeah, and it's one of those things. I've seen teams. You can very easily buy multiple minutes off the clock by doing something like that. So I don't think they were misguided in their efforts. It's just Swifty on that Bastion. Just it wasn't happening. They didn't have an answer for that. Unfortunately, that was their demise there on Dorado. We'll see if they can get themselves perhaps a little bit of consolation as we head over to Hollywood for our final map. As we mentioned, the series already decided in favor of Team Cancer, but we play things out. We play all 4 maps to allow our teams to accrue points, and for Peppermint Twist, get yourself a little bit of redemption here.
Yeah, it's always important to take into account map differential, how landslide, how much of a landslide was a certain defeat. It puts the best teams against the best, and it balances out all the others. So if you have teams that are very closely matched in the brackets, it makes them play each other. So that's what we want to see. We want to see good fights, good team fights, good teams, and good Overwatch. So here we are. Star Esports All-Star Brawl.
There we go.
Say it fast 10 times, and I'll pay you nothing because I have no money.
That's the life of a caster. So, that's the way it goes. But if you at home have money that you would like to spare, we would love to take your money here at Star Esports. A sub would be greatly appreciated. A follow as well if you don't have money. We take absolutely anything that we can get. And while you're at it, go ahead and vote for your MVP of this series right below the Twitch stream. We'll be revealing that at the end of the broadcast. But first, we've got one more map of Overwatch here to go. And once again, it's the Bastion coming out for Team Cancer.
Yeah, Spark there and on that Bastion. Very similar composition from last time. Drunken Monk on Widow now, though. So that is, I don't think we've seen him play that before, but we did see him on Ashe. So, Captain Punch getting taken out very early.
That's huge. That's the healing gone for the side, or for at least the Pharah of Swifty. But he gets revenge pretty swiftly himself and takes down Ayala. And without their mercy, it's really hard for Peppermint Twist to push in there. They're gonna get cleaned up quickly.
Yeah, they had that early pick. It's just they didn't have enough damage to break through those shields. They kind of stood on the point. The D.Va wasn't able to contribute because she was capping. But I think it was an effective try.
Okay, well, Blazing Bob on a bit of a slow solo mission right now, coming in from the back, gonna knock them off the high ground. Spark's still up there with the shield to protect him, but now he's a bit vulnerable. The EMP from Plat Carpe gonna open things up for Peppermint Twist as they try to push in. They still did lose Sin City, and now the tank mode is out for Spark, and he's just gonna go to town, gets the double kill with one shot, cleans up Ayala as well, and will send Peppermint Twist packing.
Yep. Getting the bit of a stagger there on Blazing Bob too as he tries to roll away. To be honest, I'm surprised that they didn't try to stagger that Mercy that was hiding in the little alcove there. They don't want her to be able to be with the team, but maybe they decided that they didn't want her healing the Hammond. So let's see what Team Peppermint can bring us now with Sombra going down in the back line.
I liked their idea there, use Blazing Bob to cause some disruption, come in with the EMP, but they don't quite get it. No, Sin City dives in alone there and gets demeched as you would expect. Blazing Bob now has the nano boost on point, but not exactly the highest damage output from that Wrecking Ball, and the Bastion just gonna eat through the huge health pool, even with the damage reduction. A pretty easy kill there for Team Cancer.
Yeah, definitely a pretty straightforward hold here from Team Cancer. You know, they're doing a good job of like just putting the pressure on the the right points to kind of split up the team, and I think they're honestly doing a really good job dividing Team Peppermint Twist as they attempt to push. So.
Yeah, and they couldn't quite get the cleanup there. They thought they had a couple members of Peppermint Twist stuck in the back lines, but no, it's actually going to be Peppermint Twist turning that on its head. Sin City throws in the bomb, got I believe, a double kill to start off that fight. So they turn things around pretty quickly here, and now it's just Spark and Izumishi trying to keep things going. Swifty is back in the fart, but Spark just continues to do the damage and shut down the hopes and dreams of Peppermint Twist.
Yeah, without any sort of shield, it's going to be very difficult for, or even defense matrix, for Peppermint Twist to push into that Bastion if they leave him alive. They need to take him out first. It's really hard when he's behind that shield, but they just need to coordinate their dive, get behind the shield. We saw an effective strategy with that coming in. Here comes the Dragons onto the high ground. That's going to force him off a little bit.
And it does actually get the kill onto Izumisha as well. It forces them away. They can't really use that Amp Matrix effectively, so an opening here for Peppermint Twist, but they've still got to deal with Spark up on the high ground. Keston still there to protect that Bastion, and now the tank mode is out, looking to get the cleanup here. The EMP for Plat Carpe gives them a good chance to continue this push, but they've got to find some kills very quickly, and with Ayala falling, they are running out of opportunities here. Kevin Bacon trying to keep things going with that immortality field, but it looks like it's going to be Bitter Lilies getting the better end of that Batiste battle, and there is the full hold for Team Cancer.
Well, that was a long last fight, I gotta say. They initiated it like a minute, and it went just the whole time. So, you see the defensive nature of that bunker comp and just how unbreakable it can be. And then you can see the sustain and the movement that Peppermint Twist had there. They weren't able to be cleaned up super easy every time. But the defensive, the shields and the armor and everything from Team Cancer pushed it over the edge, out of their damage range. It almost feels like, because Spark was alive almost every fight.
Mm-hmm.
I only saw
even when he died, he was getting rezzed almost immediately. So
yeah, exactly.
It wasn't like he was ever out of the fight for very long. And there at the very end, I gotta say, Team Cancer a great job of sustaining through those EMPs that were coming out from Plat Carpe. There were a couple of them on that first point, and both times they are able to back off and wait for that hack to go away and come in with the recontest to make sure that they keep things going on the defense here of Hollywood. And now they're in this situation where a single tick is all they need to close out the sweep in this series.
This is 100% true.
And Drunken Monk going over to the Bastion of his own. Hey, it worked so well for Team Cancer that we'll give them a taste of their own medicine. We'll see how well exactly that is going to work. But an interesting setup from Team Cancer. Triple tank with the Bastion, the Wrecking Ball in the lineup. This is not something I can say I've ever really seen before.
I think they may be anticipating the bunker comp here with Swifty here on the Bastion. Not being super effective on the first push, though. I think they had their heart in the right place, as we can see Swifty switching quickly over to the Junkrat as he gets taken out, and their surprise Bastion strategy proving to be a little bit less effective than they hoped.
And I mean that's a hard thing to run the Bastion into a defensive bunker setup like that. You are constantly going to be at a bit of a disadvantage when it comes to the kind of the shield break and the positioning. Getting through the choke is a difficult task in and of itself. So now they're going to go over to the Junkrat now. They got Spark on the Sombra. Swifty does escape with his life even through that hook coming through from Blaze and Bob. So Team Cancer just trying to keep this one going and build up to their first round of ultimates.
Yep, that will probably be the deciding factor. We saw how well they used their ultimate abilities, so the tire could sneak in behind the shield, and blow up the opposing bastion. And the pressure from even the Junkrat mines make their shield that much less effective. So, but so far we're seeing great team play from Peppermint Twist. So.
Yeah, and I mean Swifty having a really hard time building up to that Junkrat ultimate. Only at 45%. Most of his mines going straight into shields for the time being, and now a few members of Team Cancer kind of stuck in this back alley in a bit of an awkward spot. Carpe able to rain in some rockets from behind, staggers out Captain Punch there quite nicely. And now they've got to wait for that Batista to come rejoin him, although actually Captain Punch going over to the Mercy.
Yeah, we've got Mercy. They're probably looking for that extra damage that she can boost here. Look at all of the ultimates from Peppermint Twist, though. They've done no switching, and the barrage coming out on the back line, taking out Bitter Lilies, probably going to hamper the push from Team Cancer with only one healer.
No, that's definitely true. And now they're caught in this little room with the whole hog from Blazing Bob. So once again, Team Cancer going to be pushed back here quite effectively. Not a ton of resources having to be used here by Peppermint Twist. Flycarpe goes a little bit too far, and Swifty there with the punish. He's so far out there, not going to be able to get the res off. So a bit of a window here for the attackers.
Definitely a window. They realize that they got to look into pushing at some point, even into the face of that bastion. Like, it's so intimidating. Big hook here.
Spark getting ready to unleash that EMP. Here comes the tank mode out from Drunken Monk. The EMP in the back only going to hit onto Sin City and Kevin Bacon, but still the kills coming in for Peppermint Twist. But those mines in the back make moving around very treacherous. Destin gets the double kill there, and Peppermint Twist need to stabilize here on the defense. Drunken Monk on the Bastion gets res back up by Ayala, and we are now looking at a very similar hold here on Hollywood.
It's Mercy v Mercy on the first choke. Oh my gosh, no, I'm kidding. Yeah, we've got a ton of players coming back with that spawn advantage from Team Cancer. Is Peppermint Twist going to be able to make it back in time? Diva Bomb on the high ground, taking out the shield. Oh, man.
Yes, but Drunken Monk just going to be able to help mow them down with the rest of the team there as well. We're going to see double full hold here on Hollywood, so it may not be a win for Peppermint Twist, but they avoid the loss here on Hollywood. They get the draw in our fourth map, and that can be influential when it comes down to map score at the end of the day. So a great hold from them. They get a little bit of a consolation prize here at the end of the series.
Yeah, they definitely do. I almost want to say that that Peppermint Twist's hold was better than Team Cancer's. Like, we saw every fight that Peppermint Twist put on was a landslide victory, except for the second to last one. Mm-hmm. And then it ended in basically a draw. It was really close. It was like we had Hog and we had Junkrat left versus Mercy and Bastion. And of course, Drunken Monk on Bastion, I believe that's who it was. Very, very much so waited until he knew that his Mercy was, stable and all of that good stuff. It was just really well timed and really beautiful kind of thing to see. So really great last effort there from Peppermint Twist, and it really paid off. I would feel like they definitely could have played like that in the rest of the match. So good luck to both teams in the future of the league.
Yeah, it's going to be fascinating to watch both of these teams going forward. And in just a moment, we are going to be joined by a member of the victorious Team Cancer. We'll have them in here for an interview in just a moment. But first, I want to give quick recognition to a donation that we just got coming in. $5 coming in from Ricardo. And he has a message for one of the players in the game. He wants Spark to have his babies. So a very thoughtful message. I'm gonna have to ask Spark before we sign off on anything. But we appreciate the support, and I'm sure Spark appreciates the cheering that he gets from you, Ricardo. So thank you for that as well. But it looks like we have Swifty in the call here, ready to go. How are you feeling after that match?
A little exhausted. That was a lot of bullets.
That was a pretty chaotic affair. I want to ask, coming into this series, were you guys planning on using Bastion as much as you did, or was that kind of an on the fly choice?
In all honesty, we love to meme around with Bastion, but we rarely ever run him in ranked or competitive scenes like this. But when we saw the other team bring out Bastion in the beginning, we were like, okay, no, we can do that. We can show you how to do it better. So we brought out Bastion.
Wow. I love the sorry.
Go ahead.
I love the aggressive response. It shows the adrenaline you guys have from that win. It was really great to watch you guys play. Congratulations.
It was fun. That was, I will say, that push they had on Dorado when they pushed off the cart, that threw us for a circle for a second. Good Lord, we had to regroup.
Right? Oh my gosh.
No, absolutely. I'm wondering what kind of the response on your team was when you saw their defense on Dorado, when they tried to break out that the hold right at your spawn doors or to stall there. Was there any thought of ever changing off the Bastion at that point?
When we realized their entire team was in that room, no, I just sat in the cart and pushed it. I mean, just nothing. It was like, oh, okay, that's okay. I mean, honestly, we didn't know what they were doing. We thought, is this like some god tier strat we've never thought of? And then my teammates just told me, Swift, stay on the cart. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Rode it through. So, yeah, we were a little nervous about that. We'd never seen that before.
Yeah, honestly, that's what we thought too, right?
Yeah, I was a little bit taken aback. I mean, I see what the idea was. I mean, I've seen teams try to run stuff like that before, where if you can cycle the May walls and the ice blocks, you can stall the payload at that point for a very long time. But when the Bastion's there, it just becomes impossible. You can't stay on the cart for more than a second, or you're just gonna get melted.
I'm glad you pointed that out. If we hadn't had Bastion to cut through that ice wall, I think their idea right there could have worked.
Mm-hmm.
But as soon as we saw the ice wall in the room, I mean, it's just hold down left mouse and, goodbye ice wall. But no, it was good effort on their part. It was pretty challenging, and you can definitely see that in the very last match. Colt, pulling out a draw on Hollywood, I rarely ever see that. That was good on them, man.
Yeah. Absolutely. They gave you, I guess, a little bit of a taste of your own medicine there at the very end.
They did. When they pulled out that Pharah, I was like, you brought out the Bastion? We're like, okay, we'll bring out a Bastion. We had our Pharah, and then they brought out Pharah, and we're like, oh, a taste of our own medicine.
F.
Well, that's the way it goes sometimes, but
it was good though.
Yeah. I gotta say, I'm really impressed by the kind of amount of flexibility that your team brings to the table. I mean, you and Spark are up and down the DPS roster. Keston playing here like every main tank. I mean,
I'm not on the same level as Spark. He is daddy in our team. Like, I'm dead serious. He's straight daddy. Like,
so I guess then, how do you decide like who plays which DPS role? So between you and Spark are like kind of the DPS duo, right?
Yeah.
So how do you decide, like, you come up with a comp and you say, oh, I'm better at this hero, or is there like some sort of dynamic there?
You know what the strange thing is instead of putting our star players, I guess you could say, in the best positions, we put our best players in a position to support our weaker links.
That makes a lot of sense.
Spark does that for me a lot. He'll put me in primary DPS, but you'll see that, I mean, he basically has my back the whole way through. He will focus more on taking care of our supports. He does a lot of the communication. Instead of him focusing on being like the primary DPS the whole time, he does a lot of our callouts, and he's really, really good at that, and gives me some time to have fun and focus on just being a DPS, you know.
Right, yeah,
So
and
he's
that's
great at
really
that. But
yeah.
the
that's great.
versatility in our team, I think, comes a lot from our supports. The
Mhm.
star of our supports, this was my first time in tournament actually doing DPS. I'm primarily our main support.
Oh my.
But Bitter Lily, she is our primary support, and her versatility is fantastic. If we didn't have her, half the plays we make wouldn't happen.
Well, there you have it.
Yeah,
So.
all praise to Bitter Lily. I'm curious, as the meta has shifted more towards DPS, are there any picks that you are especially excited to see come back into the fold?
Absolutely, yes. It's I assume you're saying that because 222 coming back, or coming around the corner. There's certain DPS I feel like have been put in the closet for a little while, and getting to bring them back out in this new meta that's rolling around is delightful. I mean, a lot of these characters they're what made Overwatch what it is and why we enjoyed it so much. And then to see them pushed away for so long and now coming back, I mean, it's a dream come true.
That's like the exact same thing I said. I said that the new format kind of embraces the spirit of Overwatch, which
Absolutely.
when you're not able to play your DPS or it's extremely a centralized meta, like it becomes unfun for a certain percentage of people. So I'm glad that is going to be something you're looking forward to. I'm definitely looking forward to that as well.
Absolutely. I mean, when Jeff said that he thought that people are going to be able to be more out of the box in a 222 meta. At first, I was like, no, because you're locking people in. Therefore, inherently, there's less comps that you can run. But what I noticed when we were coming down to a 222, which you saw us run for most of tonight, I mean, we ran triple tank once. But learning to see how certain characters bond together and work with each other so well, that's what I'm looking forward to coming back. A lot of that synergy you have, instead of just a death ball rolling onto point or goats.
Mm-hmm.
So...
Yeah, I think it's going to be fascinating to see how things continue to develop. And I gotta say, I as from a caster's perspective, it's so much fun to finally get to see things opening up here recently. And as we move towards 222, it's only going to continue in that direction. So I'm incredibly excited for what we have in store for the future.
Absolutely.
Before we go here tonight, I want to give you the opportunity, give you the platform, to plug yourself, plug anyone on your team, give some shout outs. This is your opportunity to really say whatever.
You know what? In all honesty, we're just a group of friends. We met online about 2 years ago in a ranked match, and none of us knew each other. And we decided to make a Discord together called Team Cancer. We just became really good friends, the 6 of us, and then all of a sudden, next thing you know, that Discord had over 100 people, then almost 150, and we brought all different types of people. And I think the joy of it is we have everyone from bronze to masters, and this team right here is just a bunch of friends that enjoy hanging out together and doing silly, stupid things. And now we see ourselves growing and getting to compete and do stuff like this, and it's a lot of fun. And I think our synergy as a team comes from getting to know each other so well and knowing how all of us are going to handle certain situations and working together and working as a team. In all honesty, we may not be incredibly good players, maybe Daddy Spark for sure, but most of us, it's knowing each other and knowing how to play together is our strength when we're not mechanically like the best people out there. So we love it. It's a lot of fun. So yeah.
Well, it looks like you guys had a lot of fun, so that's always great to see.
Yeah. So we don't have like a huge team or anything like that. I think this is our second time competing with Star Esports. We're just fooling around, feeling things out, and if things continue to develop and we continue to do well, then we'll certainly be aiming for bigger and better things.
Well, I am excited to continue to follow you guys both through the rest of this tournament and on into the future. I'm going to let you go back to your team and celebrate the win here tonight. And of course, I'll leave you with a little bit of good news to take back to them as well.
Awesome.
You can tell Spark that he has come away with the viewers MVP tonight after that incredible performance.
He's going to love that. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you
All right,
for
have
joining
a
us.
wonderful night. Okay, well that is going to do it for us here this evening. These have been some really exciting, really fun matches to cast. It was a pleasure getting to work with you here tonight, Moshi Man, and I'm glad to have you joining us here at Star Esports.
Yeah, thanks for having me. You guys will probably be seeing me in the future. I think I'm casting another a late night match in August, early August sometime. So catch me there. Really great working with you, Shy, and I just love to get more casting experience and participate in more Overwatch in one of the ways that I love to do the most. I can play Overwatch, I can cast Overwatch, and I can watch Overwatch. So there's only so many things, but this is my special and favorite outlet. So thanks for having me once again.
All right, well, thank you all for joining us here, and have a wonderful night.